Okay. Hello, hello, hello. We are back. So, let's start by saying, Blessed Ostara today. Today is the night of Ostara. We're going to start with kind of a talk of what is Ostara? What does it mean? How can we pull the energy from this part of the turning of the wheel here? The turning of the wheel. So here we are. We finished Imbolc. Here we are at Ostara. So this is the part of the turning of the wheel. And again, whew, turning of the wheel, right? Happy Ostara. Blessed Ostara. I have my favorite book, Ashleen Ojia. Even though it's been destroyed by kitten, most of the pages are pretty good. I do have a couple of Ostara books. I have Llewellyn's. It's the one Llewellyn book that I do have is for Ostara. He has a great book again. Has lots of recipes in there, has some rituals, talks about what the old ways of Ostara is. Then these are the old Llewellyn books. This one is by Edane McCoy. And again, has some great references in there, has some great spells and some wonderful information. And where is... talks about labyrinths, which we talked about. There's some great rituals to honor Persephone's return to the earth. That's a great ritual that I have done before. Because let's talk about a little bit about what Ostara is, right? So this is the what they call the vernal equinox. Hello, hello, Blessed Ostara. Hi, Ed and Stephen and Wendy. Hi, Wendy, Rowena, Hexen and Fatima, Amber. Hello, everyone. So the vernal equinox, what is that? That is when day and night are equal again. So like when we talk about Yule is the longest night. And then after that, it starts to get more and more daylight until we hit the vernal equinox. And that is when day and night are equal. And then the moment of the vernal equinox is the exact time of the equinox, which this year is, let's see, what time is it? It is 8:31. So it's 11:49 p.m. my time, Eastern time. So 9, 10, 11. So it's about 3 hours from now is the vernal equinox, is the point of balance. Now, I have, there's little things that you're supposed to be able to do. I've never tried this. I don't know if this is true or not. You're supposed to be able to, of course, I'm sure it depends on how close you are to the equator, but you're supposed to be able to put an egg today on the sidewalk, and it's supposed to balance because the earth is in balance, you know. 8:49 Pacific, there you go. And it's 11:49 Eastern, so that's where we are, and it's Eastern Daylight Time, right? So what does that mean? It means that finally spring is here, that the light is overcoming the darkness. It is the time we talk about the dark half of the year. It's the last Sabbath of the dark half of the year. This book, that is a series of 2 books. This is the dark half of the year book. So it goes from Samhain to Ostara. This is the dark half. And then after tonight, I get to switch to the light half of the year book. 3:49 a.m. Whoo, that's late. Steve and I, it never fails to amaze me how late you stay up for us. That's okay. You're allowed to talk to Cassie too, sweetheart. Make sure you go back and watch the grid activation, because that was really good, and the new grid is beautiful and is going to work out really good. So the dark half of the year is the time of year where we grow introspective, where we do shadow work, where we spend a lot of time indoors and reevaluating how we live our lives and what energies we want to work with, and what we want to purge from our lives, and that kind of thing. When the light half of the year comes around, it's time to kind of look outward again and look at the rest of the world and how we want to fit in and what we want to connect to the rest of the world. It's a time for renewal, a time for renewing your strength. So today I was telling Dana's had a rough day. And I was telling her, this is the perfect time. Ostara is the perfect time to kind of renew yourself, to pull from the energy and the strengths that we're going to send you through this grid and through everybody, connecting and sending energy, and renew the strength that you have for life, for all of us. It's a great time to say, hey, you know what? In the midst of the shit that we're all in, it's still a great time to be alive. It's a great time that we're all reawakening. It is an incredible moment in history that we can take from, learn from, and move forward in a wonderful way. That is truly a gift to be thrown into this light half of the year right now. Seems truly interesting to do that. I am woman, hear me roar, right? For sure. Absolutely. Just listening. Give me 1 second. So we had kind of a blow up in the house right before I came on the second time. I know Peter's down there, so it'll be okay. But it's an interesting time with all 9 of us in the house. It's interesting for all of us. Dana's a tough lady, don't you know it? I know she hasn't felt very tough today, huh? And that's okay. That's when she doesn't feel tough. That's when she has to kind of hang on to some of our energies. I said, we'll just be behind you, pushing you up the hill. When you don't have it in you, we're just going to keep on pushing. You don't have to have the energy all the time. Sometimes it's okay to lean back and go, ugh, you know what? I just don't have it today. I need you guys to push. That's what we're here for. Right? Okay, so let's talk about Ostara. Making sure they're not getting out of hand downstairs. Okay. On the equator, at the moment of the vernal equinox, the length of night and day are equal. Is this live? Yes, absolutely it is, Leanne. In Latin, that word equinox means equal night. Equal night, equal day, right? I have my necklace on today I have my wheel of the year. And then my necklace that is sun and moon for equal day, equal night. Humans have been aware for thousands of years that the light and darkness balance at the balances at the equinox. This balance, and by extension, the balance of other aspects of our lives, have long been a focus of spring rituals. So for thousands of years, the rituals that were done for the equinox, for the day-night equal balance, has been about the spring returning, about the light coming back into the light, into the earth. Eggs. So egg coloring. I, of course, have this basket of stone eggs. Egg coloring, though, has been going on for thousands of years. My book is falling apart because a little kitten chewed on it last year. And I know there's a point in this book that it talks about that. Okay, though Ostara and Easter don't fall in the same month every year, not even close this year, right? They do share at least one custom every year, and it's a custom that predates both Wicca and Christianity. We know that Romans dyed eggs using bright colors to encourage the growing sun to keep growing, to tip the equinox's balance from darkness to light. I'm sure that the custom is even older than that. Natural dyes have always been available. Dandelions and onion skins make orange. Carrot tops make yellow. Heather makes pink. Madder root makes red, and several berries make blue, and that's without much technology to change or fix the colors. Some coloring of eggs occurred if they were boiled with other foods too. Hi, Cass. Hello, hello, hello. So the egg coloring thing came from a tradition from, just making sure they're not starting a fight, from thousands of years ago. And it was done to encourage the light half of the year to come back. The ducks didn't want to go out in the warm rain. It was done to encourage that light to keep growing through the sun, to say, look how beautiful the eggs are, and let's encourage the sun to keep going, to keep growing, to spring forth into spring, right? Do you all know the history, I love this one. This one is like my favorite because it's got some green in it. The story of Persephone and Demeter. I know we talked about it not too long ago. I'm trying to remember. Stone eggs are an addiction. I know. This isn't even all of mine. This is just the pretty colored ones that I put in my basket for now. But I have a whole bunch. I have a bunch of banded calcite ones. I have a bunch. I know we just talked about the descent of Persephone into the underworld, right? We talked about that story when we talked about Inanna going down. And so at this point, we are celebrating Persephone's return. I gave 12 to my mommy just so I could buy some more. Yes, right? So it is that time of year that Demeter has begun to awaken the earth, and begun to awaken the earth because her daughter Persephone has returned to her from the underworld. Hades has let go and allowed her in some aspects. In some aspects, Persephone is in love with Hades and comes home to visit her mother, though, for 6 months out of the year. So Demeter gets happy again, and she starts to allow the flowers to grow again and the trees to grow again. In the story, when we talk about the Wheel of the Year, the story of the god and goddess, the god and goddess now are teenagers and are flirting with each other and are kind of falling in that puppy love, that teenage love now, with the renewal of spring and fertility starting to, they're starting to become of age. You know, the male sperm is starting to be able to create life, and the goddess is starting to have her menstruation. So fertility is abounding, and that's where all of the symbols of fertility comes from. You know, you look at the Easter time when there's bunnies and ducks and eggs, and you think, what in the world does that have to do with Christianity? Nothing. It has nothing to do with Christianity. But they encouraged at that time. Is something burning? There's nothing burning down there, right? Okay. It is about fertility, and it is at the time that yep, going right out of my head, that Constantine was choosing switching around the calendar to figure out the holidays for the Christian holidays. They kind of adopted some of the pagan times so that it would be easier to transition the people from the pagan holidays that they were used to into the Christian holidays. And so some of the traditions crossed over. And a lot of people don't really know where that came from. Although it is, sorry, I farted. You are terrible. What are you guys talking about? You're goofballs. Another addiction gem is enough. You guys are hilarious. So I have no clue what you're talking about. So they have adopted a lot of those traditions from the celebration of fertility that comes from, oh, you smelled something burning. Thank you. Phew, went right over Mama Squirrel's head. Why? Squirrel? What? Huh? Yes. So, that's where it came from. So the Easter bunnies and all that, the church decided if you can't beat them, join them, right? It made their transition a little bit easier, and they were probably right. It probably did make it a lot easier for them to transition. I wanted to talk about the bunnies because it always makes me laugh. Let me find, I love her little quirks about the bunnies. Yes, you've probably heard the phrase "mad as a March hare," right? Have you guys have all heard that phrase? Do you know where that comes from? March is the time that bunny mating season is around. It's March. And if you've ever seen the mating habits of hares, it's pretty unusual. It is pretty spectacularly unusual. Bunnies are very aggressive with their mating. Which is why, I don't know if any of you saw that Kickstarter deck, very high energy, yes, that I'm backing. The 5 of Swords is a bunny mounting another bunny. And that is just the perfect metaphor for the 5 of Swords. To me, I'm like, that is just perfect. The male bunny mounts the female bunny, and I mean aggressively attacks the female bunny until he is finished and then falls over because he has expended all energy he possibly can. And so talk about mad as a March hare. That's where that comes from. Yes, and I'm sure they do, but there is something about that spring season for bunnies in hairs that is, it like, people talk about cats that are in heat and dogs that are in heat and stuff. There's something about that time that it makes it even more so. And I do encourage you, if you live in a place where you have bunnies, just take a walk and see if you can catch their frenzy of, it's kind of odd. Yeah, ducks. Mallard ducks are violet. Yes, have corkscrew-shaped penises. I know it. They're terrible. Fucking lake rabbits. That's right, Dana. That is exactly right. Yes, they are violent. I know it. They are very violent when they mate. So this time of year is about loosening our soils, making sure there's no leftover roots or frozen clots of dirt. It is getting ready. Preparation needs to be done for our planting season. Now, in the Northeast at least, we are nowhere near ready to plant yet. Beltane, usually for us, Beltane is where I actually begin planting. But Ostara is when I start planning. It is time to start planning what kind of gardens I want. What do I want to grow this year? When the warm days finally start to hit, handy if you need to open a bottle. So gross. When those warm days start to hit, you can go out and start tilling the land up, getting it ready for planting. You can even almost, although I will probably wait, what are we at? I will probably wait until the beginning of April, so another couple weeks for us to start germinating some seeds. And it is that time to plan. Now, what does that mean? We talk about back when they celebrated the year of the wheel of the year, and it meant more to them. It was starting to become more daylight, and it was really planning out what crops they were going to start to grow, what herbs they wanted to plant, to plan out what land they had, what land were they going to use for what. And in your own life, you can take that, even if you're not planning on starting any kind of garden. Although I have to say, even if it's just, if you're not very good at it, try planting mint in the house. Start a pot of mint. Mint is really hard to kill, very hardy, even for those of you like me who are not all that green thummy. Mint is pretty hard to kill. So it should be something that is easy to keep alive. And it's nice to be involved in that soil and that process of harvest and growth and watching it grow and that kind of thing. Hey, Mama. Hey, my Layla baby girl. Dana is so upset because I get to be called Mama. Mama. I so want to hear it. You have to record it for me and send it to me because I so want to hear that little North Carolina voice. I need to hear it. Yes. Getting your hands in the soil. Yes. It is a metaphor also for what we're doing with our lives. Start to plan. The daylight is starting to come back. And now this time, this pandemic, weird time and space time, she will not say mama because ma squirrel mama. You have to record it for me. Now, during this weird time, is the time for us to begin to think about what we want to fertilize this year, what we want to grow in our lives this year. It is a different time. So things are going to be different. They're going to be different this spring. They're going to be different this summer. They're going to be different from here on out. Life is going to be different in some ways. So let's use this opportunity to decide what we want to encourage to grow in our lives from here on out? What do we want to fertilize and make sure it gets enough sun and water and love? What in our lives are we lacking right now that we think, you know what? I have never thought I could change that thing. I've never thought I could become a more positive person. I'm usually kind of a negative Nancy, or I've never thought I could let go of my worries and focus on what's happening in my life right this second. Health all year. There you go. I never thought I could focus on the gratitude for what I have. And not worry about what I don't have. I never thought, whatever it is in your life that you want to grow, that's where your energies need to be in order for that to grow. So we may not be quite ready to plant that seed, but we have to start thinking about what seed it is and start loving that seed and start focusing on that seed in our life. Right? I'm a trained florist, have not worked as one for years, but my thumb still remains a lighter shade of pale green, almost gray brown. Hey, our fur babies don't know anything is different. That's right. Absolutely. My oldest daughter graduates on my birthday. She's in New York. I'm in Georgia. It may not happen. Yeah, they're canceling a lot of graduations already. I have heard that. One thing I would like to harvest is meeting some YouTube witches and conjurers. Yay! In the U.S. So far, I have had total doubt about it. I don't doubt that at all. It may not happen this year. I don't know. I'm trying to stay positive. I think that it will happen in some form, because I think even if we're still going through this, I think we're going to at least be able to have a get-together. It may not be as big as I wanted it to be this year, but I believe that it's going to happen. And then from there, it'll continue to grow. And because by next year, we'll have a new normal, I fully expect to have people from around the world next year. Don't bummer. I still think we're going to have it. I just think I may need to tweak my expectations of it. That's all. I'm gonna talk about it. After Ostara, I'm going to start having planning meetings, and we're going to kind of try to loosely plan it as best we can. But I will say that I have been very interested in going to Britain and doing like Simon's thing this year again, that they're doing the meetup this year. I was totally planning last year on being able to do that, hopefully in the near future. It's not going to happen this year because of where we're at with travel and all that. And money-wise, it's not the year for it. And I knew last year that it probably wouldn't be this year. But you know what? I think I'm going to manifest that for next year. And there's no reason that I can't plant that seed and nourish that seed and grow that seed. And it's just going to happen. I'm going to make that happen. Witchypalooza next year is going to be even bigger than it has been. Yes, that would be great. Absolutely. Okay, I believe it. I know it. And you know what? It's okay. I know that it's frustrating. I will tell you that I was really hoping to be able to get down to North Carolina. I haven't seen my dad now in 3 years. Dana lives in North Carolina. I keep thinking, and it still may happen, although it won't for months now. But I think at some point, I really expect to go down and see my dad. I haven't seen him in over 3 years now, which seems like a very long time. And Dana being in North Carolina, I keep thinking, yeah, it's going to happen. I still think it'll be this year. Because I fully expect that's just something that has to happen. I'm going to have to go down and see my dad soon. It will all eventually happen. Exactly. I have not met my brother's wife yet. I keep thinking oh wait, yes I did. I did meet her the last time. She wasn't his wife then, but I did meet her the last time. yes, let's plan a trip to England together in the next few years. Definitely, for the meetup, and because Simon has that great meetup, I think we should plan on doing it then, so that we can meet up with as many people as we can. I think that'd be great. I can't wait to meet Steven in person. Are you kidding me? I've talked to him a million times. I talk to him daily now, and the fact that we've never met seems weird. So, what do you want to nourish in your life? And it is goals and dreams for sure. But it is also about interchange. It is also about looking into your heart and saying, what do I allow to reside in my heart? Blessed Ostara or Beltane in the UK, yes. What do I allow to reside in my heart? Hi, Gypsy. How are you, sweetheart? Blessed Ostara. And what do I want to kick out of there? And what do I want to encourage to grow? There is so much that we can, maybe not control. Control is the wrong word, but there's so much that we can encourage to stay in our life, and so much that we can kick right out. One day I was on a live and a person kept talking about where I live, and now we chat tarot, turns out where they live. Yeah, right? I know. Well, and Cassie, who I don't know if she's still on here, but Cass, who was just here, who is Mystic Dragon's Lair. She was on a live, like literally right after Tarot Stock last year, which was the first Witchy Palooza, what we're calling Witchy Palooza now. It was like days after Tarot Stock. And said something about Buffalo, or said something about Western New York or something. And I was like, wait, where do you live? And she lives about an hour from me. And I was like, oh my gosh, you have to come over. So Litha was the holiday right after Tarot Stock. Sent you an email. Okay, sweetheart. And she came over for Litha Ritual, and we have been talking since then, and it has changed both our lives for the better. So, I think that technology can bring us closer. I couldn't believe it when I found out where Simon lives, right? I know, Stephen, I remember when you went to meet up last year, and you were like nervous about going and stuff, and you had a great time, and it was cool to meet everyone. And technology has made it so that we find people who would never have been in our lives before, and suddenly here they are. I would never have thought in a million years that some of my closest friends would be people that I haven't met yet. Pat and Shauna and Leolyn and Cass and Steven and Hexen now I have met. But these people, I talk to these people every day. You're not that far from me, Kay, really? And I never would have met them before technology and YouTube and Dana, that's right. I talk to my Dana every day. I can't wait to meet, but we're going to meet. Not that I'm not going to meet the rest of them, but we're going to meet this year. I have a feeling that we're going to meet this year, because I think I'm going to need to go down and see my dad, because he's a pain in my ass, and eventually he's going to be such a pain in my ass that I'm going to have to go down and kick his ass, and then I'll meet you. I want to meet Hexen, right? Hexen, I just love Hexen. Hexen's energy is just a beautiful energy, you guys. You can ask him. He only about a 3.5 hour drive from Niagara Falls. Oh yeah, Kay, you're not that far then, because I can get to Niagara Falls in an hour. Well, a little over an hour, about an hour and a half probably. But Hexen, when Hexen was here, like I just couldn't stay away from him. His energy is just infectious. Prepare for tons of ugly crying and snot. I'm ready for it. I don't mind ugly crying and snot. I've had 4 boys. You can't scare me. You're in New York? Yay! It's about 5 hours to Niagara. Are you in New York City? Hell, I was surprised how many I've met through this tribe who live somewhere not too far from us, right? We all love Hexen. I know. Long Island. Well, stay safe in New York right now, boy. We are unfortunately, we are winning, if you can call it that. We are the state with the most cases of COVID-19 at this point, by a lot. We're like over 1,000 what Washington is right now, which they were the highest number for a while. But we are quickly overcoming them. You'll never guess what I thought at first. You were in love romantically with Hexen. Really? Because you kept saying, I love you. You are my main man to him and stuff like that. Oh my goodness. Really, Leanne? That's so cute. You thought I was in love with Hexen. I am in love with Hexen. He's so wonderful. Oh, that's so cute. Oh. Yeah, I love Hexen with everything I am, but not with that. I love you too. Yeah. Nope. That would be like, he's like my son. So yeah, that would be, no. How can you not love Hexen, right? I know. He's so great. That is so funny, Leanne. That's really funny. Like I am. Oh, that's so cute. Hexen is a looker for sure. That's true, and I do tell him that all the time, that he's a Latin hottie. I do that, don't I? I suppose I probably encourage people to think that, right? That's funny. Oh, that's cute. All right. Ostara. He is, right? He's a little hottie. But I say that as I say that to my sons. Like, oh, my sons, they're really hot. Not like, yeah. Okay. Yes.
One of them is at least.
No, one of them thought that I was in love romantically with Hexen. And I'm like, yeah, no.
I mean, if he was straight, maybe. But
Right, I know. I don't know. Even then, I think of him as like one of my sons. Yes.
How old is Hexen? How old is Frank say?
30. How old are you, Hexen? 32? 30. 32.
A little older.
Yeah, he's a little bit older than Frank by a couple years.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, he could be.
Are you kidding me? I was trying to ask Frank before. Are you sure, Frank? Because, like, I could hook you up with Hexen, and then Hexen could be my son, too, for real.
That's
31.
That's why I keep telling Frank, too, because, like, he says stuff all the time, and, like...
I know. And Frank's like, I know. I wish I was.
He's like, I wish I was, man. I'm telling you, it'd be so much easier.
Like, come on.
Come out of the closet already.
Right? I know. All right. Mama is that way for all of us. That's right. I know. I feel like you all are my kids. I don't think I talked to you when I first saw. Yes. Yep. That's right. Okay. So, Ostara. So, what can we do at Ostara? There's all kinds of rituals that we can do at Ostara. We can, there's some caves. Frank can get it, right? I know, I'm telling you. I've been trying to talk him into a Hexen, but so far, no luck. I suppose it's, just as hard to turn somebody that way as it is to try to, like Pence to try to turn somebody the other way. It's not going to happen. But I tried. Really, I tried. All right. So there is rituals where you literally kind of make a cave, a dark cave, and you spring forth from the cave to come on the other side where the light resides. There's all kinds of cool rituals and stuff that you can do. There is a thing called the Ostara vow. And if you guys want, when we're done, I will post this in the Facebook. I'm rather embarrassed now. And it goes like this. the wheel turns on. You're supposed to say this the morning after the equinox. So tomorrow morning, you stand up and look at, well, not directly at the sun, but you stand up and face the sun. The wheel turns on. 'Tis Ostara tide. Dusk and dawn abreast now ride. Bright and dark, quiet and clamor, tinder and spark, reserve and enamor. This balance I vow to make my own. Poise will allow my power to be known. From balance the wheel now turns towards light. With grace and steel I affirm the same right. So turn towards the light. That is announcing to the universe that I am ready to turn towards the light. Which, by the way, your self-dedication rituals will be in your box tomorrow, I promise you. Okay? Okay. Are you guys ready for a really great meditation? You guys feel like you're ready for a meditation? I found an absolutely incredible meditation that goes so well with this. Yay! Thank you for the jelly beans. So alone time is always appreciated, right? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. By the way, in this book, I am going to be recording this weekend. I promise you, Dana. I found an awesome health meditation that I'm going to record especially for you. Were we to let you know if we want the self? Yes. And I will, hang on, post, because I was supposed to do the homework, guys, and I apologize. Today was one of those days that I just did not get to it. And so I really apologize. This weekend, you will get the homeworks, I promise. Post self, but I will post something in the event. Yes, no. So that if you want self-dedication rituals emailed to you, you will comment on that, and I will have Pat ask those of you who have emails about several rituals. Okay, you can have it. I'm going to be looking, just so you know. Oh, please tell me I'm not. Shoot. Am I, guys? This is not going to go well if I'm buffering. I was kind of hoping it seemed to be doing better. You buffered and I refreshed. That's not this meditation. I hope it's gonna be okay. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right, try to get into as quiet a place as you can. Get comfortable so that you are not interrupted. We are going to talk about, in this meditation, about moving your body. I don't want you guys to actually move your body. If you feel it necessary, though, there will be some sway to this, and you certainly can sway your body. But there's things in here like raise your arms up really high. That is going to be metaphorically in your brain. You're raising your arms high. You're spreading that out, okay? What if you're on the potty? That's a great place to meditate, Dana. I don't know what you're talking about. You're so behind. Candace, you can. I want to know that I need at least one or two homeworks to give you the rich. I want to know that you are understanding what it's about and that you are able, asking for a friend, that you are able to make that decision, that you have enough to make that decision that this is the path for you. Okay? But you absolutely can do that. All right, here we go. Take some breaths. 2 or 3, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as you're doing that, you're taking in positive energy and you're blowing out anything that is no longer needed. You're going to push, push, push. keep that out. I've done the first 2 homeworks. How do you know? I will let you know if I didn't get any from you. If you request that self-dedication, if I cannot find any homework, I will let you know, but I'm sure they're there. In through the nose and take as much in as you can, and then when you think you can't take any more, take one more. And then through the mouth. And push all that energy out through your mouth. Really use that diaphragm to push out. When you think you can't push anymore, one more. And then in and out. You should be able to submit right through Google Forms. If you don't have Google Forms, then you can submit any other way you want through emails and that kind of thing. Okay. Here we go. Take a drink before I start really quickly. Couple more breaths for me. Okay, now breathe very gently. You are now breathing into a small seed located deep within your heart. The seed is planted deep in the soil of life. Relax. Feel the smallness of the seed. Go within the seed. Explore its darkness. Breathe. As you breathe, a little stir of life within the seed. Deep within the soil, earth, something is beginning to happen. There is a life stirring within the seed, wanting to be born, to come anew, to live ever so gently. A small sprout begins to break forth from the seed. The sprout begins to grow upward to the earth, feeling the moisture on either side. Gently reach up with your fingers now as you count. 1, reach up. 2, reach up. 3, reach up. 4, reach up. 5, reach up. Now take a deeper breath. As the seed is about to break forth through the soil, you can feel the resistance, but there is something within you needs to come forth. Lift up your shoulders now and push through the top of the soil. And you are now in the light for the time. You can feel the sun forming your little sprout. You can feel the wind blowing you back and forth. Begin to move your body gently, swaying back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now breathe again and begin to stretch forth your legs as the trunk begins to grow up away from the earth and toward the sky. Growing to the ankles, growing to the knees. Little nodules on the trunk of the tree begin to form, grow through your legs, through your stomach, growing through the heart. As branches begin to form, stretch out. Let them grow. Breathe into the branches and stretch ever so gently. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Notice the tiny little leaves, they are forming. Feel the swaying of the wind touch them. See them. See that deep green of the newborn leaf. See the delicateness. Continue to grow up and stretch through your throat. Begin to lift your head a little bit more, stretching your neck up toward the sky. From the head, the branches begin to form ever so flourishing. The leaves begin to cover the beautiful head. The trunk is now reaching up, and the top of your chakra crown is now opened. Looking up into the sky, look at the clouds above. You are part of the clouds. Earth and sky are joined. You belong here. You are beautiful. On the very crown chakra, a little white blossom begins to open ever so slowly. Each petal is beautiful. Each petal is reaching out. Feel your fingers reaching forth, reaching upward to the sky. Feel again the wind brushing against the new petals of your flower. Hear the rustle of the wind against all your leaves and branches. Do you hear it? The rustling through the leaves. The new life of a tree that you are. Now you begin to feel a new sensation upon your forehead. A drop of gentle rain, cool and wet and refreshing. And then another drop. And still another drop of rain. The raindrop begins to slide down your face as a tear down the trunk of the tree. As the rain increases, the drops become a steady stream flowing down over your face, your chest, your back, your stomach, down through your legs, down deep into the roots of the very earth, the soil. In the roots, the rain begins to follow each of your roots deeper and deeper into the soil. The water begins to mix with a light, golden sap, the vital life, the food that Mother Earth gives you of your new life. Gently, you begin to raise the sap up into your roots. You feel the nourishment, the strength, as you breathe the sap into the legs, into your ankles, into your knees. Mingle with the sap. Feel the thanksgiving and the joy in your legs, the trunk of the tree that you are. Let the sap flow through, around and around, mixing with all of the organs of your body, your upper and lower intestines, into your spine, into the chakras, moving ever so slowly. Then, as you take a gentle, deep breath, the sap moves into your heart and begins to penetrate deeply. Inside, the gold light of the sap is mixing deeply until you can see the bright gold color that is forming now within your heart. And throughout the life of the tree, the life of the soul. The sap moves forward through your arms, through all the branches. The leaves begin to breathe in the sap. Feel it going into each leaf throughout your body. Each of the cells are anxious to receive their nourishment and their new life. The sap continues to rise upward to your throat, liquid honey gently coating your throat. All the sore places in your body are being healed from this gentle, healing, golden sap of Mother Earth. Now it is moving through your mouth. You can taste the sweetness of a nectar not known before as it touches your tongue. You wet your lips with the golden sap. Now, as the raindrops mixed with the sap begins to move up into your nostrils, you can smell this gentle freshness of the new order and the new sap mixed together. As it moves into your eyes, you can see the crystal drops. Each drop is different, each one a different crystal of life, the wonder, the miracle of the rain, the sap that is yours. Then as it moves into your ears, it begins to circle the inside and the outside. Then you can hear the little drops and the great drops. You can hear the rushing of the sap from the water, sometimes deep within itself like a gentle water flow, sometimes just a drop of rain. Then as it moves up into the brain, it begins to go through the cells. It begins to mix with all the electromotor organs of the brain, all the messages that are sent back and forth. All the thoughts become empowered, cleansed, and purified by the sap. Gently stop for a moment to rest, to take a slight drink of refreshment from the new rain. Thoughts that are fearful can now be released because they are energized by a new life. Let go now of the worries, the fear, the anger. Let go. Open up the brain now as it moves into the very highest crown chakra to be regenerated. The crown chakra begins to open, and from your brain and your heart and soul, you sing forth. You raise your hands and you sing a song of thanksgiving and praise to Mother Gaia. I am a beautiful tree. I am a beautiful person. I am. Looking around you, you see other trees, each different from you. Some taller, some shorter, some wider, some thinner. Each has a different geometric design. Each gives his or her glory in his or her own way. Each is perfect by being the tree, by bringing forth its own fruit, its own blossom, its own leaves. It only has to be true to itself. Wave your branches to the other trees and they wave back in unison. Now feel a drop of snow, cold and wet. And for the first time, you begin to notice that your leaves are now dropping and you are becoming bare. But it's a different kind of cold, a different kind of bareness. You know that this is a time of relaxing, a time of waiting, a time of sleeping, a time for gentle hibernation. Allow yourself this privilege of letting the leaves go and just being with the snow. Gently, the cold flakes begin to run down your trunk, melting to ice water and beginning to cover the ground below. Now, as far as you can see, there are just a few leaves left in the beautiful white snow that covers the earth. Send your leaves wherever you wish. They now become of a new earth, waiting again to create a new season. Follow one of your leaves to some person that you love. They see the brown leaf. It appears to be dead, but it is only waiting again to become part of their new life. Send your leaf anywhere you wish. Send it to someone you resent, someone that has been difficult. Send it to some pain in your life. You can send a leaf with a message from your heart. A message of forgiveness, a message of love, a message of truth. Feel the cold upon your trunk. Begin to feel the loneliness and some of the desolation of winter, but you can also see that the sun is starting to bring forth the spring again. See the snow melting, and gradually, one by one, little tiny leaves begin to spring forth. Once again, the process of your new life begins. So whether you are having good moments or bad moments, this is your process. It is all a part of your destiny. Now stand tall again with all of your leaves flourishing from the green of another spring, waving, rejoicing, breathing deep, laughing and playing and becoming a part of the universe. You are a beautiful tree. You are a beautiful person. You are you. You are the only tree of its kind. Relaxing in the beautiful tree that you are, you give thanks. Take a couple deep breaths before you come back to us. Keep that gratefulness and that love with you as you open your eyes and return to us. Know that Ostara is about beginnings. It's about refreshing yourself. It's about renewing yourself. It's about planning ahead for what you want yourself to look like, what you want to bring into your life. It's opportunity. An opportunity to renew, refresh, redo. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. I hope you guys got at least some relaxation, at the very least. I hope that you got a sense of renewal from that as much as you can. I want you guys to use this weekend, to use Ostara, to use the energy of Ostara to renew and refresh whatever you need. Whatever you need. Boy, I can say that even in these weird, scary times, I feel so lucky to be a part of this community that loves each other, that appreciates each other, that supports each other. I'm so proud to be a part of you all. I'm proud to be connected to you all. I feel like, our lives are forever changed because of each other. The energies that we have as a collective are amazing, and we can do so much with that energy. So use that power for good. Use that connection that we have to change something that you want to change, to renew something that you want to refresh, to look at life maybe in rose-colored glasses for a while. Jen, can you speak on how it is going to be when people initiate to the Squirrel Clan? Yes. So the self-dedication part will be ready for whenever you want to do that. I will send that out tomorrow. I will put the post into the event tonight so that you can tell me if you are one that wants that email of self-dedications. There will be probably at least, I'm guessing there's going to be 3 different rituals so that you can choose one. One will be very simple where you don't need very much. Very much with you as far as candles and stones and whatever elemental things, that kind of thing. One will be somewhat in between. I will include maybe a candle and maybe, hopefully. Are we back? Wow, we're down to 17. I lost a lot, huh? Are we back? Maybe, please. I don't know. I don't see it up here. Yeah? Oh, good. Yay. All right. Yes. Tell everyone to refresh if you could. We're almost done. So I was saying, I don't know if you one of the self dedications will be very simple. You won't need to have and your energy. The second one will be with a few things that will help you to raise energy if you need it. A candle, a representation of each element. And then the third, I will include something a little bit more formal as far as a circle, calling in of a circle, a connection with deity, that kind of thing. So that will be, you'll have your choice of 3. The initiation itself, we are postponing the initiation because I feel like we have a lot more ground to cover. And I'm enjoying this teaching, and I hope that you guys are enjoying this teaching too. The initiation will be an initiation as that when you do the initiation part, the initiation will be, yes, I accept you, Mama Squirrel, me, to be one of my spiritual guides and teachers. I accept that what you have to say comes along with my path enough that that I want you to continue to be one of my spiritual teachers. And if you know me enough, you know that most of you should be okay with doing that, because part of my teachings is really to connect you to that word, that connecting web of energy, and then allow you to explore that and figure out what works for you. So hopefully you all will get there with me. I really think we have a lot more ground to cover, that we can go in depth with some of these topics that I have kind of put a basic spin on it, but I have so much more that I would like to cover. And I think that we can probably do this till Beltane, till May 1st, and then do the initiation at Beltane. Does that sound good? The self-dedication we will hand out for this weekend. Or for whenever you guys are ready for that. By the way, don't forget, you don't have to do it on my timeline. That's why it's a self-dedication. The self-dedication is really for you to say, yes, this pagan path, this spiritual path, this connected nature-based path is a path that I want to continue to follow for me. So it is an announcement to the universe that you are on this path and that you want to continue on this path, and we're opening up your energies to learn from this path. And what the energy gives you all kinds of new stuff to learn and new opportunities. You will be amazed at how much the universe opens up for you, and all of a sudden things start happening to guide you on your path that wouldn't have happened otherwise, because you have announced to the universe that this is where I'm at, and this is what I want to be doing, and this is the path I want to follow. And when you do that, the universe says, okay, I'm going to help you. Here you go. I'm going to start to send you stuff to guide that path for you. And it does. And you will be amazed at how much opens up, at how much opportunity, at how much synchronicity starts happening. So, shiny, pretty certificates. I will give you downloads that you can print them out yourself. Gold watches and trips around the world. Woo! For sure. And I'll tell you what, if you initiate, and I promise you this, and I'm not kidding, and those of you who know me know I'm not kidding about my commune. I'm going to try to make it happen even if I don't win the lottery. But I guarantee you, if I win the lottery, you will all have a place. I will have a place for you here. I promise you. That's not just a pipe dream to me. I really want to do a commune. I really want to put us all together in a place that we are encouraged to grow together. Woohoo! And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. At the very least, even if I don't win the lottery someday, I will be opening up a pagan campground. That at least in the summertime, in the light half of the year, we will be doing ritual, and my shop will be there, and I will be teaching at this pagan campground. Yay! Right? It would be my dream come true too, and it's gonna happen. Yay! The commune mechanic. You got it, Pat. And I just expect that we will all help each other. Absolutely. For sure. I can't wait. Those of you who know me, I think I mentioned it once on my channel briefly, that there was a house that opened up. It has not sold yet. I keep kind of looking at it. I don't know if that's the one that we're supposed to get, but it's funny that it was a big house with a big barn and lots of buildings and lots of space and 5.5 acres. And yes, Leolyn is going to be our health coach, our trainer, our motivating gym person to get us out there and be healthy. Is it the creepy former hotel that's brick? No, it's not that. At all. It's not far from here. We can do the campground and have part of that as the commune. Absolutely. And that's what I'm planning on, Pat. I think in my head, it's funny. I have a plan now for the pagan campground that will be, a commune too. It's just a different plan than my plan for the lottery win commune is a little bit more developed, I think, than I'm a poor person who's going to start this. I am going to start the pagan campground, and I mean that. But, it's just a little bit different. It will happen. Absolutely. You're going to be there, Dana. And all of you. Then we get residual income. That's right. With the campground. Exactly. That's how, and we're going to make it so that we're self-sustaining, and we're going to create, crafts, and we're going to sell things at the shop, and we're going to grow food, and we're going to do it. All right. I love you guys to death. Oh, I love you. I'll work to you tomorrow. When I'm done with this right now, can we call the campground the 100-acre woods? That would be so cute. No, but we got, it's going to be called, shit. I forgot it. It's something, it's what Peter came up with. Word, something, whatever that was. Acorn. I know 100 acorn woods. That's very cute. We could, maybe. Word Haven. That's it. Thank you. Word Haven. So, when I'm done with this, I will post the post that you need to comment on with your email address. If you want the self-dedication rituals, you're going to comment with your email address. I'm going to post that on the event page, and I'm going to ask Pat to send out an email to the email people, the email folks, to let them know that if they want the self-dedication rituals, they need to respond back. So I then can take a little bit of time tonight and tomorrow morning to look at all of the people who request it, and make sure that you have done a couple of the homeworks that I can tell that you have been here a little bit, that you have really thought about this. This isn't just fly by the seat of your pants. If you don't think you're ready for that yet, guys, if you haven't quite finished at least one or two, guys, you got to give me at least two out of, what has there been, 4 homeworks now? Keep in mind that you can always request the self-dedication ritual when you're ready. So this isn't a one-time shot thing. If you're not ready yet, that doesn't mean, oh, guess you did, 2 of the homeworks for nothing and you're not ready yet, so forget it. You can request the self-dedication rituals when you're ready. It's okay. Okay? And I will be back on tomorrow. What am I doing tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday, right? Is tomorrow Friday? I'm so weird with the days. Tomorrow is our next teachings. I'm trying to think, should I tell you what tomorrow's teachings are going to be about? Or you can get them now and save them for when you're ready. Exactly. Yep. As long as you have done some of the work. Yeah, tomorrow's Friday already. I need to know that you have done some of the work. That's what I mean too. If you're not ready, if I say now you haven't done any of the homeworks yet, or I can tell you only spent like 2 seconds on those homeworks, and I don't know if you've done the next homework. I will release tomorrow. I will. I promise. Check my email. So tomorrow's talk is going to be on divination. Yes, of course you could be excused from doing the homework, Pat. I'm good with you. You're fine, Pat. Divination, chants and music. Chants, not CHANTS, chants and music. Ethics and pagan community. Okay, that's what tomorrow's is going to be on. And I promise you I will release the homework and the notes tomorrow. Okay? I love you. Yes, tomorrow is really Friday. I can't believe it. I will, Dana. I promise I will check it. All right. Yay. Blessed Ostara. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful night. What time is it? It is 9:46. So it is almost exactly 2 hours before the equinox. So I plan on kind of being outside for the equinox, the moment of the equinox, if I can. And, at the very least, do something sweet. Here's my little hair, and it has my glow-in-the-dark egg on there. Do something sweet. And say hello to the light half of the year. Right? Click that like button on your way out. I love you all. We'll see you tomorrow night. Blessed Ostara.